to Bizchicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bizchicks TV. Today is Tuesday. It's the day. All that you need for tips and tools for your digital marketing and social media. We have the digital diva herself, TJ, Terry Johnson, online from New York City, right here, right now, bringing us the latest and greatest. So welcome into the room. Get something to write with, digital or old school, whatever you do. You want to take some notes because we're going to learn and do.
Yes.
So without further ado, TJ, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Marketing Talk. I forgot my light. I was like, why is it so dark? I'm like, I didn't have my light on. So you can see me and, we can talk about the things that we need to learn and do, like Fran says. So we always talk about content, and I feel like content is the starting point, is the fuel. And we've said that before. I mean, I don't know how many times we said that. Because whenever you're trying to grow online, build a business, build a brand online, content is the way that you do it. And we're not going to talk about, okay, well, do I do video? Do I do this? Do I do that? Where do I go? Do I go to LinkedIn? Do I go to YouTube? Do I go to Instagram? Do I go to Pin? That is something you need to decide based on your business, who you want to reach, and all of that good stuff. And we can talk about that specifically because I do have some things in mind, because we always talk about Instagram and stuff like that, and I'm like, I want to show some other places where you can grow. And also remember, you don't have to be everywhere. You can find one platform, or you can find 2 or 3. It depends on how much time you have available. Is it frustrating? Can you do it? Or can I outsource it? Can I let somebody else? There are so many things involved in your marketing plan, your marketing strategy. That's why I always say it's simple, but it's not. It might not be easy. It's simple. Make content, go online, talk to people, do all that stuff. But you may want to think about where you are, because it can be confusing. And I always talk about the overwhelm, the confusing. Let's make it simple. Let's keep it easy, in case you're doing it yourself.
Right.
But if you're lucky enough to have a budget where you have help and you outsource it, that way, all you have to do is be in the planning stages of, okay, I want to grow on this platform, and you have the team to help you do that. Like Gary Vaynerchuk. We always talk about Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a good example because he started out by himself in the early days of YouTube and Twitter. When Twitter first started, when YouTube was starting, he started out then. So now people see the end result of him having a team, and he does this and he has the cameras but there was a point where he did it himself, and that, I feel like that's still doable, but it is work. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. It's work, and you won't be able to do everything. It's just impossible. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I can't do all of that. I just let it go, but it is doable. Other thing I like about social media, being online and doing everything online, is that you can pick up the ball whenever you drop it.
That's good.
Does everybody get that? Like, I hear a lot of, oh, well, I haven't posted in a while. I haven't posted something on my Instagram. I was like, well, I need to stop posting Instagram, but something else jumped up. And I was like, oh, I need to post here and there and there. So that's what I'm saying. You need a strategy, and you need to work the strategy. But if you drop the ball, it's okay, because guess what? You can just go right back on in. You don't have to explain. I see a lot of, people used to, oh, I haven't, I'm sorry, I haven't posted in a while or whatever. You can do that. But I'd say just pick the ball up, get back on the bike, and just post. Because nobody's looking for you, this space is
I was thinking the same thing. Well, nobody really looking, because if I haven't heard from you in a while, there's probably a reason, and I'm not going to stop and kind of dig and find out. It
And
is
see,
my job to keep the engagement going. And if I
right.
don't, I just need to go back in, like you said. And
Here's the thing that I love, especially, and back to Instagram. Instagram is the platform where it is of the moment. It is the post of the moment. Nobody's going back to your profile and looking at something you did in 2020 or even last year, because things turn so fast over there.
yep,
Now, that's the thing that makes people angry, because things turn, but that's where we are now. The algorithm is run by AI. The
yep.
platforms have their own goals that they have to achieve for users and everything. So, but see, that's the good thing. That means you cannot post and then go back and post. You don't have to set up a new account. I see that a lot. Oh, I haven't posted in 6 months. Do I need a new account? Why? I don't understand.
And
They just post.
it is the thing about Instagram and other platforms like it is that it is constantly moving news. The store one, okay,
Yes,
what just happened? Easter just happened. There were a bunch of Easter eggs and bunnies and resurrection and all kind of stuff. And then the next wave comes through. And
yes,
then the next wave comes through. Mother's Day is coming.
yes.
Okay.
The cycles.
And
It's
and it
like
and it's constantly moving.
it has to move. Social media
It
has to move.
that's really good because a lot of people think, "Oh, my post is gonna stick and it's gonna be relevant."
And here's
Okay,
the other one with that. Oh, if I post this on different places, I'm going, people are going to go, oh, I already saw that. No, they're not. They haven't seen it.
mm-mm.
There is, I forgot who the guy I follow, and he talks about that a lot. He recycles a lot of his stuff, and he even explains this post or something, but you're seeing it for the first time today, and it's still relevant. And we're going to get into that. Why is it still relevant?
That's
Why?
good.
Because he fixed the root. And when I mean fix the root, he fixed the root problem. The root problem of the content that you make is for the people you want to attract, not what you want to post, not what, oh my God, I haven't posted, people must miss me or whatever. Not really. And if you had the kind of community where you dropped off, I've seen this on threads all the time. What happened to so and so? Where's so and so? Da 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 da. Because they're used to seeing your posts because they're following you, which is a good thing. Or they see your content and they subscribe, they follow, they like, they go where you want them to go. They're on your email list. All of those things. See, they're all there because they want your message. You made a connection.
Right. They want to hear from you.
Yes,
You
they want
have
to.
valuable things that you've been sharing.
And they know how to find you. And if they don't see you posting, that's when you'll get comments, DMs, da 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 da. Where are you? Blah 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 blah. What happened? Da 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 da. Are you okay? I've seen that on social media with a lot of people when they have an
Right.
engaged community and they don't post in a week or something. You know,
People
they're
are
like,
looking.
people are looking. Now, on the other side of that, if you don't have that kind of thing where you haven't posted or, people aren't really commenting and DMing and connecting like that, the thing is, you can always get back into the water and post something relevant, of value, connects with the audience. Now, people always say, oh, well, you make valuable content. And I'm like, okay, a lot of people don't know what that is. That's why I say you fix the root problem. The root problem is your clarity of your message. You're clear on who you're talking to, and more importantly, what is it that they need fixing? Fix the root problem of your audience, not your business.
Mm.
Fix the root. Find the root. How do I know the root? Well, you have to know the things that they are concerned with. How do you know that? You can ask. You can post a story. You can post a video. You can post a comment. You can post something on Facebook. Hey guys, I'm really trying to help you out. What is it you need help with? Or what is it that you're concerned with? Or what is it you with the note? Or what is it that you would want somebody to explain it to me like I'm 5, or explain it to me like I don't know. All of these things.
Correct.
Simply post.
I think you mentioned in one of your conversations about social listening, going in and seeing what people are talking about in
That,
the different groups
yes,
where
yes,
where your audience hangs out.
yeah, that's the, I call the twin powers. There's the asking and the listening.
Oh, I need to
There's
write that
asking
down.
and the
Ask and listen.
twin powers. There was some cartoons or something activate or something. You want the twins. You want to ask, but you also want to listen. And thank you for bringing it up, friend. Because social media is a place to go listen. I'm hanging out on Threads all the time, and the things that I like and see, every time I come in, I get more of it. So you as the business owner, what do you do with Threads? Well, I don't know. I don't want to post. Go over there and just look and listen and search and see the conversation that's happening. And it has to be about your business, your brand, your industry. Just search. Search, see the couple of posts, like them, comment, put the phone down, come back. Threads refresh. This is one of the things that complaints about Threads is like you see a really good post and you forgot to save it or like it or whatever. They refresh it. It's gone, and you're like, where is it?
Where is it?
But see, the other side of that is that it's constantly churning new content that you want to see. That's why I said, if you haven't posted in a while, get back in the ocean, jump back in the pool, start swimming, making a post. And don't be like, well, nobody's going to see it. Oh, they're going to see it now.
And I saw that with Substack.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something today, and it was a little note, one of their little notes, right? And this was a video note. And I was like,
wait, just real quick. With Substack, they have a main feed now. Like, it's not just the newsletter post, it's everything. Everything, the posts, the notes, the videos, the pictures, everything. So they have a feed. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. And so I saw something in the feed, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I never turned the volume on, but I was watching the sub, what is it called? The captions running across. And so I watched the little thing, and I'm like, oh, I like to keep this. And I was looking for the little 3 dots so I can save.
Right. Save, yeah.
Right, but they didn't have that. So what I did was I copied the link and put the link in my notes so that I could go back to that video.
Right, so you can find it.
The point is, I was interested enough to try and figure out how to save that video, or that, I could have subscribed to the person's thing, but I didn't know. All I want is this right now. I don't know if I want to invest all the other stuff, but I want whatever you're talking about here.
Right.
And I went in there and I did that. And I saw all of these other posts, and I hit a button that took me back to the top of the thing. I was like, no, I don't want to lose this. But it was still, I had to scroll all the way back down.
Right? You had already saved it?
No, I hadn't. I had to scroll all the way back down, and I found it again. And then I looked for the 3 dots to find. Okay, then I went and then I copied the link.
Right.
I was like, okay, that needs to be simpler. But the point is, there was, as I was scrolling, I saw something that they sent. Oh, you missed this post from so and so and so and so, while I was scrolling looking for I was like, oh, so something from March, they brought back up.
Yes. And see, so I like that you said that you're searching to save it because you're not ready to subscribe. That's very important. because you saw a piece of content from this person that you aren't following, you haven't seen before, but this one piece of content got your attention, but you're not ready to subscribe. I do that too. I'm not ready to subscribe because when you go to, I forgot where you go to, and you see their main page in Substack, it says, oh, do you want, there's a big subscription box, but under it says no thanks. I always tap the no, if it's somebody new, I tap the no thanks so I can go into their page and see the rest of their stuff. And then if I see a lot of, like Fran said, she was scrolling through scroll. If you see a lot of posts that you like, then I go, oh, I'm ready to subscribe. Because see, people don't subscribe just because you asked her right away. I have to know something.
I need to taste the cookies. I need to sample.
I need to sample. That's why I always love the example of going into the grocery store, the supermarket on Saturday or whatever day. There's a person there at the table with the chicken sausages. Because I'm not coming for chicken sausages. Okay, I'm not coming for that. But
That is what
it's chicken sausages. It's whatever. There's a little sample of it on a little stick, and you taste and they tell you what, and you ask and they tell you what aisle. Those are sales. So those are things that get interested. So we're not going to Substack and just subscribing willy-nilly to everybody, because then your feed gets cluttered with stuff that you may not want because you didn't look at the person's Substack website page at their other posts. I do that all the time. Because the little thing pops up to subscribe. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to buy yet. I'm not ready. I need to look.
Right. I'll need to check it out to see if I really want it or if this is the right vibe. Whatever the reasoning is, I need to know more before
I need to know more. But see, a lot of people think, well, I just put it up and it's automatically going to sell, automatically subscribe, automatic whatever. But there's a lot of things that goes into even subscribing to something on Substack or following people or whatever. See how I tell you it's simple, but it's not easy. There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to the fixing the root problem, and then you asking social media out there just a simple question. And guess what? If you don't get answers or satisfactory answers, ask it again later in the day. You ask in the morning, check it afternoon, ask again ask the question in a different way. If you need help with that, guess who comes to the rescue? AI, your AI assistant. I posted this morning and I didn't really get a lot of answers. Can you rewrite this so I can get answers, or write this in another way because I'm getting ready to post it again? Sure. And it rewrites. And you could say, give me 5 versions, give me 10 versions. However you want to do it, AI is here to do it. So then you ask again. There's nothing wrong with asking again, because the morning crowd, maybe you post in the morning, they haven't had their coffee or they're in a meeting. The afternoon crowd might be more more willing to answer, or there be more people. Guess what? If that doesn't work, do it in the evening after 7, after 8. Again, another crowd, different behaviors. Ask AI to rewrite this again. Maybe you need to put up a picture. I love Facebook when they have you can make the little graphic, the text, and it's a graphic instead of you just typing out text. You can try it. There's many things, but you must try it and you must ask in order to fix the root problem. And we're talking about your target audience, because you assume they want XYZ content. And then you do this and nothing happens. And then you go, well, social media doesn't work. No, it works. It has to be the right fit. It has to be the right piece of content, the right value. We'd be way beyond the place where you just put I gotta do 5 posts a day. I'll just post up quotes and little things and things that makes no sense. And guess what? Swipe, 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 swipe. No likes, no comments, no nothing. You check the analytics, 0, because you're not putting out valuable content. That is not valuable content. That is filler content. That is just, I posted today, so what?
Yeah.
You have to post things that reaches and touches the target audience till they feel seen. Not what you want to post because, well, I hit my target of 5 or I posted something today. I'd rather you not post. You know why? Because you can always come back when you got something of value. You know, it's like the old we have used to have the guys with the fake Rolex and the
Oh my
briefcase.
gosh.
New York City. When a Rolex.
Open the coat. We
Oh, yeah, I was thinking good times and Lenny, he'll open the coat up with you could buy that, and you could go to Canal Street now or whatever and buy the fake whatever bag, the fake whatever, but it's not gonna last. That's not value.
You'll be back there in 2-3 weeks buying another one.
Watch is gonna turn green. That thing is gonna whatever it is, because you did the quick post or the quick whatever. Whereas taking your time, working with AI, learning AI, having it learn your voice, and then it'll spit out content, valuable content like that. You refine it, you put your little touch on it, but then you post it. And guess what? You don't have to sit there and post. You can schedule your stuff for the week or the month. Come in and check it for, comments, for responses. You can come in and, like with Substack, you can do your notes whenever you have a thought. Just throw it in there.
Yeah, I like that aspect of it. Long version for when I've thought about whatever it is, and then the notes for when I have a quick thought that it's relevant right now in the moment.
And see, here's it real quick about Substack. Here's another thing. I've seen this before. I noticed it, but I was just like, they will, if you're following people or subscribe to people, they will show you things that they like that you aren't following. Because it'll say, when I went in and we were talking about Substack, I went in my feed and it says, I have a post from somebody yesterday, and at the top it says, it has a heart and it says Charles Heroes liked, and this like this post. So you'll see things because Substack is going, this is relevant because you like this person. Here's something else. YouTube does that excellent with that. YouTube is like, you watch the video about screwing in a light bulb. Next time you go back, there's more.
There are lots of light bulbs.
Different content creators. See, that's how it works. But you have to make content that is valuable. To do that, fix the root problem of the target audience. You must know the things that they need. And it's not about 10 tips for this. It's what are the main issues that they have? What are the problems? And like I said, you ask. Go to social media and ask, or go to social media and do some research. Or you could go to AI and do some research, but that you want to be kind of careful with. If I use AI and ask them, my target audience is creators over 40, women, whatever. What are their pain points? What are their root problems? It will give me, and I would say Google, Perplexity, Gemini, whatever you want. It will give me a list, but then I look at it and I go, well, that one doesn't make sense, but this one does. So I'll run with the one that makes sense. And then I can take that to social media and ask.
Right.
See, so actually we got 3 things. We could ask, we could listen, and then kind of go to AI and ask it.
Or research.
Yes, we could do the research of it. But I wouldn't take that for, I would look at that list and don't go, well, okay, I'm done. Like a lot of people do with AI. They just take what's given to them. You're the expert, so look at the list. And I go, well, I like 3 of those. The rest don't make sense.
Correct.
So you have to have some discernment about that. And that's because you are the expert. Okay, so you're doing that. You can take that to social media and build on it and ask, have conversations here. And here, all these things we're doing is content. You're asking on social media, that's content. Instead of, I must manufacture a post. I must make a quote. I must send out or you copying what everybody else is doing, which because it's not, you're going to see it's not working. This is the key. You're going to make content and it's not working. That's my point. It's not working, and then you're going to get frustrated with the process, and then you're going to go to Instagram or whoever and saying, well, you guys need to make chronological, or you guys need to do this, or you guys need to do that, when it's simply your content. And we've talked about this several ways of your content being the thing. It's not more traffic. It's not more views, subscribers. It's your content. And Fran just proved it right now when she was talking about the Substack. Scrolling through, look at, that's the content talking. The person wrote something that's interesting to her, so she's like, well, I'm gonna go to their profile and I'm gonna look and I'm gonna scroll and I'm gonna look for that thing because it caught my attention. See that?
That is, and I scrolled past a lot of stuff. Theirs stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped on theirs.
Yeah.
And like I said, I scrolled past a lot of stuff. I was like, I'm not interested. Because you can quick read, I guess. You can.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
You're glancing at what is that they used to talk about with websites? You got 3 seconds to grab some attention.
Grab the attention. And I still think that is relevant. I'm not sure if it's 3 seconds. It used to be something with 7 seconds, something was this and that. You have just a small window to catch your attention. That's why I talk about my email. When I go into my email and I'm like, I see the email subject line. That's how you get me to open it. Otherwise, I'm not opening it. Even though I subscribe to your thing for whatever reason, because I just subscribe to stuff because I want to test out their system. I want to see how they have their funnel set up and everything. So I just subscribe and forget to unsubscribe, and then I do. But when I go in and I just scan my email, I'm like, the email subject line is the thing that makes me open. Which makes sense because that is in my inbox. How else am I going to know? I don't have ESP. I can't read the mind. It has to be the subject line that caught my attention because it talked about something that I'm interested in, and it said it in a way that wanted me to open it instead of something being generic. See that?
Yeah. Because
generic. Email, social media, your opening line. On social media, they like to call it the hook. You can call it the hook. Call it whatever you like. It's the thing that catches my attention. Okay.
And that has to be well thought out.
Yeah.
Dr. Tachi is joining us today.
Good morning. I have a scratch on my arm. Okay, so does that make sense about looking at the issue of the root problem? Because people are online because they have a problem. Your customers have a problem. They're searching for a solution. They want to know more. They want to be educated, or they want to be entertained. All of those things. Remember that we used to call it infotainment?
Yeah, infotainment.
Because in between the entertainment and the gossip, here comes your post with the direct hit on their problem. Even though they're not there to search for the problem, and this happens to me. I go to Facebook and some little reel or something pops up and I read it and I see something, then I see an ad or I see a post or I see something. See, that's how it works. You have to put yourself inside of the entertainment of it. Why are people on social media? Simple. They want to be educated, they want to be entertained. They want to escape. They want to learn something. They want to fix a problem. They have an issue. There's lots of things going on with social media.
And I think you have to, and I think as a business owner, we need to decide what lane that is. Yeah. Am I here to entertain you? No. Am I here to educate you? Perhaps. Bring you relevant information? Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have to pick what it is that you do. And there are people who, there are times when I need to hear a joke or I need to hear something funny.
Yeah. Yeah. The funny stuff, the jokey stuff, the entertainment stuff is what brings people to the party. And
Yep.
you're there at the party trying to sell your medicine or your, nobody wants to hear all, that the stuff that the scientific something or the thing that, nobody's like, hey, let's hear about marketing. Nobody said that at a party. But if they're at the party and then you have a story to tell and you tell it in your way, there you go.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be, you're going to lecture. You're not, the teacher at the board with the lecture. You want to have the medicine go down with the spoonful of sugar. That's why they got that song. That's why they made that song. She was like, spoonful of sugar, melt that medicine go down. Ooh, yeah. Otherwise, I'm like, I don't want the medicine.
True.
Here's that piece of candy. I remember as a kid, you go get the shot what the doctor they used to give you the lollipop.
Yep.
I don't think they still do that, but I remember that as a kid. You getting that shot in the booty? Oh no. The doctor knows, well, that kid is gonna cry. Here's a lollipop. That's why they do that. You don't just get the medicine. Okay,
Right.
so that, I mean, really, we talked about this a little bit here and there, but I think because people say, well, I have to post relevant content, make it valuable. And that's really just surface level stuff. But I'm saying go deeper, and you've got to know the root problem of your target audience. And I don't mean that you got a business idea and this and that, and you never took into factor what it really is. What is it they need? They need something to be fixed. And you got to figure out how to make content that reaches them. So you're talking in a way that you're matching their problem.
Mm.
Not with a sale, with a I understand, because I'm saying things online that's connecting with the audience and they're feeling like I can fix their problem. Same thing, or go back to what Fran was saying about finding that post. It was something that she wanted to read.
Yep.
Something valuable, relevant, and it hit in the right way. Because it's like, I'm searching for that thing. I wasn't searching before, but now I'm searching for it. So that's really, really what it's about. Okay, how did I get on this topic? Because I was talking to Jessica, my assistant, and we were talking about why your real reason your content isn't working.
Wow.
Because it's unclear.
Okay.
It's not fixing the root. It's not fixing the root issue, the root problem. You can
that's interesting because when you think about a garden, and you got to pull the weeds out from the root.
Yeah.
Fixing the root of the problem. And a lot of stuff happens because you don't know the root cause. This happens in the medical industry. Somebody has a headache. Well, take an aspirin. Well, no. Can we find out what the root cause of the
and they ask you your symptoms, and they ask you, have a list of things. Do you this? Do you that? This, that. So that's getting to the, thank you for bringing that up. That is getting to the root problem. Because there's no fix. The doctor, he or she can't fix it unless they know. Because there's so many things that could be the issue. So they whittle it down with, you ask you these questions. How do you feel? Or is this? Are you this or that? What is this? What is that? And then they narrow it down.
Are you dehydrated? Are you blah, blah, blah? Because there's a lot of things that can lead to a headache.
Yeah, so they ask a lot of questions. Because they have to get to the root issue. What is the root issue?
Oh, wait. With that, they ask a question. Then they listen to you with your answers.
And then they ask another question relevant to what you said.
Right. And then they research to find out what could, because I remember on House, they did that. I don't know if all doctors would do that. They went to the person's house and they tried to figure out what they had in their kitchen and all this other stuff, trying to determine the root cause of that person's ailment.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, they didn't just throw, here's a generic pill, here's generic medicine. They do a whole bunch of things. I watch a lot of these medical shows. I'm watching The Pit, and they always, they're always throwing out medical terms, and they're like, well, let's do this, let's do that, let's do the CBC, let's do the panel, let's do the CT, let's do this. They do the whole stuff first because they're like, that is going to help them not miss something. Because one of the patients, they missed something. One of the interns, and they said, well, did you check or did you ask? Oh, I didn't. And that was the thing that unfortunately the patient died. It was because they didn't run or ask that one thing. So they always go down and do the list of do this, do that, do that, do that. And then they look at the results and then they come back and tell the person or, have the fix or whatever. But it's real like that because they're asking questions, they're doing the test, they're running tests, they're looking to whittle it down. What could this be? It could be a whole bunch of things. And then I love the shows where they have the students, because the attending doctor when they have examined a patient, they will always ask the intern, well, what do you think it is? Because then they run down a whole bunch. Well, it could be this, it could be that. And they have like 3 or 4. This could be that. And then they tell them, okay, well, run this test, run that test, do that. And then they see how they whittle it down. There's no generic, okay. They ask questions, they whittle it down. So that's really what we're doing. So you want to stay away from having an unclear message or unclear content. And unclear is, and this is from Jessica, says, break down what unclear means. Your content struggles when you're unclear on who you're talking to. If this is too vague, your content will feel generic. Number 2, what problem you solve. If this is unclear, people don't see the value. And then number 3, you want to what do you want to be known for? These are the things that take your content from unclear to clear, to clarity, to making content that reaches somebody.
Right.
Instead of just content that's just out floating around and you're just making it just to make it. Now, another thing she said, when those 3 things aren't clear, your posts feel random, your message changes all the time, people don't immediately get you, and the right audience doesn't stick. So even if you're posting constantly, it doesn't build momentum, it doesn't grow, it doesn't move you forward. So there's a lot of things in there.
Wow.
People don't get you. The right audience doesn't stick. And these are all the things you don't want to be wasting your time on social media. So you got to get this stuff right. You got to get this stuff together. Again, it sounds hard, difficult. It's not. With AI, it goes faster. Just like we were talking about the medical shows, the doctors, they ask the questions. They have a checklist in their mind of, is it this, or run these 3 tests. Run this, that, and then we'll go from there and be more clear. So you have to do that. So Jessica says, the truth of this is content without clarity feels like noise, and people don't stay for noise. Now, I like that. A confused mind doesn't buy. We said that too, right? We said a confused mind doesn't buy. I brought up the 31 flavors of ice cream. Sounds great, but I always go in and get 1 or 2 because it's too much. You might be in a space where you're like, I had a rough day. Just give me vanilla, or just give me the comfort, what I know. So if there's too many things going on, there's too much noise on social media, there's too much content, especially in your industry or your, what you talk about, you want to be clear, you want to get to the point, you want to get to the target. Otherwise, they're gone. They scroll, they don't subscribe, they don't like, they don't comment, they don't buy. All those things that you don't want to happen. See? But if we're starting out with fixing the root problem of your audience, you have clarity, you have the messaging right, you know what to say to them because you've done the asking or you've done the listening. Like Fran was saying earlier, the listening part of it, or you've done the research. But you take all of that and say, well, I have my own expertise, knowledge about this, about my business and my brand. Let me put my spin on it and then let me post it. And this sounds like a long, involved process, but again, with AI, it's not. Because you could take all of the things that we just talked about, go to AI and say, I need to make content in these three with this information. Can you help me? Because my target audience is blah, blah, blah. It's really that simple. And we're not, we're way past the point where we're, using it like Google. A lot of people still go, AI is Google. I'm like, no, yeah, it's not search. It's much more. But you have to train it to be that. Okay. Is this making sense? Okay. So going back, refining the clarity is knowing who you help, what problem you solve, what you want to be known for. And let me see, what else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, so let's look at the who you help. So you want to be specific. What problem you solve. You want to focus on one core problem, even though there may be more problems. Like, well, my audience needs help with 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, just do one. Don't do all 4. Because see, again, you're going to overwhelm. You're going to confuse. There's going to be too much noise, and then it's going to be too confusing for you. You won't keep up with it because it's too much to keep up with. So keep it simple. What you want to know, what you want to be known for. This is your name. This is where your business or your brand is standing out as the person that has the answer for this, or the person that has the fix for this, or the person that talks about this, or the person that is known for or knows most about this topic in the industry, this problem in the industry, this thing, the topic. Okay. Let's see. What else did I don't know if we said this again, but let me see. So when all of this is clear, you stop guessing what to post. Your content starts sounding consistent. People understand you faster. The right audience starts paying attention. And also content becomes easier because you have direction, you have a plan, you have purpose, you have a direct path to, I know what to make, instead of guessing, not knowing, and not giving the right valuable information because you're going from what I think. The business owner. You're the business owner, you're saying what I think they need to hear, or what I think. No, not what they need. And you do that by asking, social listening, and research. After that, that's when you build the content, because your content is not going to be random anymore. It's not going to be confusing. Every post, every piece of content is going to speak to the person in your target audience about that problem and talk about how you are the fix. You are the person. You are the solution. You have the solution. So that's why I said you got to fix the root problem. Fix the root problem first, then you make the content. Because if you're just making content, okay, I'm going to just go out there and just post whatever and not get all of this information, you're not going to hit the target with people, and then you're going to get frustrated and say social media doesn't work. Even when you run ads, because people say, oh, we'll just run ads. Well, ads, it has to be even more clear, even more, I fixed the problem, even more, I'm the expert, I have the answer. Now, how do you get to the ad part of it is your organic, which is what we're talking about. Organic meaning your free posts that you're not paying for an ad. You're just making posts. You're talking to people online, trying to gather information, trying to get this together. Once you have the messaging, the content that hits the target, and you look at your analytics, this is really hitting, this is going viral, whatever terms you want to use, that's the content that you turn into the ad, because it works on the free side. When you turn it into an ad, you're targeting the message even more specifically to the people that are going to see it. It's going to reach them, and they're going to do your call to action, which is buy, or whatever your answer is. Thank you, Dr. Tati. Thank you. I tried. That's why here we are here because one, things are always changing on social media. Two, we got to keep up with it.
Yep.
We keep up with it. Because the thing I hear is that it doesn't work. Ads don't work. Social media doesn't work. This doesn't work. I'm like, well, how all these people over here, all these businesses and brands are using it and reaching their goals? It's got to work. It's still it's here. It's moving. It's doing things. Adam Mosseri is on all the time telling you how to make it on Instagram, and nobody wants to listen. He's telling you. He's giving you the formula.
Yep.
You got to put the formula into practice. But everybody's in their head about, well, I built this following. Are they following? I don't really care. They're not following. If they're not following, why do you care about the followers? If they're not doing what you're asking, they're not reading the content, they're not reading the caption, they're not doing what you're telling them to do, which is you want to get them into your system, your world by email, DM, however you want to do it. I don't care, but you want them to come into your world. If they're not doing that, then it's not working. It's not successful. I don't care about the followers. I care about, as a business owner, what's happening. That silent buyer, that they could be a loud buyer. They could scream it to the rooftops. Hey, I like this business because X, Y, and Z. But then there's other people that are not going to say a word. But at the end of all of that is there is revenue in your account. That's why we're here.
This is good because I've known people who have posted, but they only post when they have an announcement about an event or a sale or something, but there's no conversation in between. You know what I mean? Just
And see, that's the thing. Whenever I work with my clients and they have an event, I'm like, you got to tell when you're in the planning stages, not the week before when you want to sell it. You got to know whenever, because you got to drop the breadcrumbs, because everybody is not online at the same time. Your audience is not on at the same time. They are on different times. They may not see the first post, but they may see the 10th post. And I think this is because a lot of people who are doing this feel like they're repeating themselves. You have to repeat yourself because everybody's not on at the same time. People are coming on in waves. New people are coming in. You had to post.
Right. And this is good because we're trying, we want to be relevant and give them, like you said, infotainment. But we need to be doing that before we keep asking for something else, right? We need to put that infotainment is in between. Hey, I have this event coming up, and hey, I want you to buy this. The infotainment is in between that.
Yeah, you have to, and you can't post the same thing over and over, but switch it up. Do different times. You have to put enough fuel in the content fuel into the machine for it to run. See, you're waiting for, well, my event is next month. I'm going to wait like a week before and say, hey, my event, and sell the tickets. No, do it now. Talk about it now. Also, the content is why you're holding an event. What's the purpose of the event? Who is it going to help? What's going to happen? You got to tell a story.
And I guess what I was wanting to emphasize, and you can steer me in the right direction, I don't want to just hear from you when you got something going on. Can you talk to me?
That too. And see, I had another client like that. I had to explain, well, why are you posting this, that, now? I said, well, you can't just come on here and just loud, do the bullhorn, or I want you to buy this. I don't care about you and what you're selling. What are you doing for me? What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? You're coming on to build relationship, not sell. You're coming on to sell. And that's not work. That's not going to work. I'm not in the mood to sell. I'm not in the mood to buy. I might be if you talk about your business and why, or why you're doing this, or the stories behind, and the nonprofits are good at this. They need the donations. They're not selling anything. So they tell the story of the nonprofit, the charity, why they're doing it, who they're doing it for, what's the end result, what comes out of it. There's little stories in there. You can look at the internal story of the charity and spotlight each person that works on it and how they give up their time and volunteer if it's unpaid. Or if it's paid, this person is this person really runs our office and they're the backbone and they keep it going, they keep things going. So we can bring this charity and help the homeless, or help the this, or help the children, or we put books in the library for the kids. You have to tell that story. It's there. Everybody just goes on and the charity's going, well, donate now. I don't want to.
You didn't give me a reason why. Why should I donate?
It's a good cause. But why? Tell me why. You're trying to separate me and my money. This is whether it is donations or you're a business. You're trying to get me to open my wallet. Why? Well, because it's a good cause. Why? You got to have an answer to the why. And this works for a nonprofit or profit business. Anything you're trying to build online, you have to build the story of why. Otherwise, I don't care, even though it's a good cause. Oh, it's a this and that.
This reminds me of a lady I saw on Threads. She was like, "No one is supporting me. I've been doing this business, and why don't I have the support?" And I was like, "Okay, what kind of support are you looking for?" I asked the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I asked the question, "What kind of support are you looking for?" I don't think I got a reply back, but the thing, and I went and looked at her website and I looked at some other stuff to find out why people may not be supporting her. I'm not in business. I'm the customer and I'm not here to necessarily to support you.
Right.
I need something that you offer. Well, the thing that she was offering wasn't that enticing to me.
There you go.
And it wasn't that well presented.
Right. Those things matter.
And I was like, yeah, okay, that could be a reason why.
That could be. And here's another thing about, it not being put well together. If you have the solution to somebody's problem and they really need it, they will bypass all of that if they really need it. But if they don't really need it, all of these things that Fran is talking about, it has to be well put together. Because you're trying to get me to open my wallet and you have to answer the question why.
And I was really wanting to try and help her because, I see that a lot in with lifestyle brands.
Yes.
Support. I would really appreciate your support. I have this campaign going on. Help me reach this so I can get a new car, or help me. I was like, hold on.
That's a GoFundMe. So set up a GoFundMe. That's not a business. A business isn't a structure, an entity that is solving an issue or a problem for a group of people, and you have a way for them to purchase. That's a business. Not coming on and saying, well, I need help. Well, okay, you do need help, but don't give it in a way that it's like a GoFundMe kind of thing. Set up a GoFundMe. But if you're here, you have to build it you have to build the house brick by brick. And people think social media is this easy street. ATM machine, you put the card in, the money spits out. Doesn't quite work that way. You got to build this thing up. And how do you do that? It's easier and faster and simpler with AI now. It's easy, faster, and simpler because the algorithm has changed to where you don't have to build up 1 million followers. Gary says it all the time. Gary Vaynerchuk, you can put out one piece of content today and beat him. Why? Because that's how the algorithm works. It serves up content to the people that want it and need it. Why? Because it looks at the whole behaviors of that user. The algorithm, and he says another thing, the algorithm is you, because you built it.
You've been telling it what you want.
Yes, your actions and you, the user. You go on Instagram, you like, subscribe, share. Well, not subscribe on Instagram, but you like, you share, you comment, you DM. Those are touch points. You go on YouTube, you watch it, you like it, you comment, you share, you subscribe. Those are touch points. Those are things of interest. You're telling the platform, I am interested in this topic. Please show me more, even though you didn't say that. But that's what it's reading. So it's not on the followers, the subscribers. Those things are one of the reasons why you might grow on the social media platform. But the reason why you're going to grow is because you've created content that touches someone, connects with them. That's why I say fix the root problem. This is going to make it even better for you versus generic content that doesn't reach an audience. You're just floating you're just a piece of paper floating on the ocean. Just, I don't know where I'm going, but we're out here on the ocean just floating around. Versus I'm on a speedboat and I'm going to the island because I'm going to the party on the island. And I go, phew. Versus, okay, we're just out here floating on a floaty. I don't know where we going. Wasting time. We don't want to waste time on social media when there is a specific pathway to the growth that you want, the thing that you want, the revenue, the money. And it's not come on and post my sale, my buy this, my event, or what the lady was saying about the support me because I'm a whatever business. I don't do that. I don't support because you're a whatever business, whatever ethnicity or whatever culture. I don't do that. Your stuff, and like Fran said, she went and investigated the person. Oh, you're asking for help. Well, let me go see. I look at your profile. I look at your content. You got a link to, a link in bio. I look at your link in bio. Like I said, I sign up for freebies all the time and people, because I want to see what they're offering. Then once they send me something, I look at the email, I look at that. And then if it goes to the website, I go to the website. Then you're investigating. See, you're like we were saying about the doctor, you're asking all these questions. You're looking at all these tests. You're looking at all these pieces of information because you want to determine, like I said, why? What's in it for me?
That is the question.
Yeah, not because, will support me, because businesses get support by offering the right thing at the right time and the right way. It has to be a solution that I want. And Fran said she looked through everything the lady was offering. It's not something she wants. So why should she buy? If that's the issue, then that's a charity, and then you have a GoFundMe or you have a donate button. But if it's a business, I don't want to buy just because you're a business. You're trying to get me to open my wallet, separate me and my money. You got to have a good reason. You got to answer why do I need that? Why should I buy? And here's another one. Why should I buy from you, even if I need it?
There's that.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Why should I buy specifically from you? And that's where personal branding comes in. Personal branding as in not your personality, that you shown the process of why you're here. You built a business, why you're here, who you are, and what you say. The things that are said about you when you're not in the room.
That's your brand.
If it's good, you're good. If it's bad stuff being said, oh, you got there's some problems there, because that could be the one thing that disqualifies you from the sale versus your competitors, versus everybody that's doing what you're doing. That's just how it is. It's business. That's it.
Well, TJ, thank you for bringing this to us. I saw something. There's some tools over here, and you were saying, asking what the people wanted. So I'm going to push this button. Let's see what happens, because they have a new tool. There is a poll. So what would you like to know more about on social media? AI in social media, or how to be consistent? What out of those two things? We're just playing with our tools now. What
Look
would
at
you like to
that.
know more about? One or two for whoever is in the chat. Um,
Look at
type
that. Go ahead and stream, y'all. Yeah, it says type 1 or 2 in the chat. So type 1 for AI and social media, type 2 for how to be consistent. Look at what StreamYard is doing.
mhm.
Look at that. Hello. It fits right in. Oh my goodness. Look at
Yep.
that. The
So,
tools. Yeah, you got to use them.
so what would you like to know more about with social media? So TJ can answer the questions. We can come back here and bring you what you want,
Yes.
listening in to see what it is that what are you struggling with? What is your pain point for your social media or your digital marketing?
Yeah. What are you having
So,
issues with? What is the overwhelm? What do you need help with? You need direction. You need where to start. Or once you've started on a path, you're questioning, is this going well? What's happening? How do I find it? There are so many things to ask. So many things. And please ask them.
yep. So you can do that by typing one or two in the chat. And then here's the other thing. If you need to connect with TJ, right up above her head, there's a QR code that you can scan and get all the help that you need, or you can go to terryjohnsononline.com, terryjohnsononline.com/info, and you can
You could
I'm gonna click.
DM
Yeah,
me
you
at
can.
wherever your favorite platform that you like to use. I'm there. Just message, comment, DMs, whatever you want to do.
Right. And I am going to see about getting this link and putting it in the chat. I'm learning how to do a couple of things.
Every time we come, and I see something new. Every time we come in here, StreamYard got something new. Like I see something popping up new. Like, what is this? What is that? So
Right. And they got stuff going on. So
yeah,
what I am going to do, I'm going to do this. That's what I wanted. Command C. And then I'm going to put Terry's information over here in the chat so that you can just simply click it from the comments.
look at that.
Okay. So
Wow.
because
Yeah,
the comments are clickable. If you're
yeah.
ever
I
watching,
love
you can
this.
click the link,
Yeah, I love
right?
this poll. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Wow.
All right. So we thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for being a part of our week. And we just want to say if you're looking to become a part of the Bizchicks community, just go to bizchicks.net
Yeah.
and join in. It's free. Just join right in. And we just want to say thank you for doing so. And until next time, TJ and I will be back here on Friday, along with Terralina and Dr. Tachi for Tech Life Weekly. There are some things coming up you need to be aware of in media, social media, and tech. Oh my gosh, there is so much happening. So we look forward to seeing you again. We're going to let Brittany take us home. And remember, we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. So have a great day and a great week. Talk
Everybody.
to you
Bye.
soon.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.